Do you want to design your Twitch stream to make it look nice and snazzy just like this? Today I'll be showing you exactly how to add overlays to your streams, and this will work for OBS Studio, Streamlabs, Twitch Studio, and even Mac and Windows users. And the best part is that you don't have to spend a single dollar if you don't want to. If that sounds good, then drop a quick like on the video so other people can find this video. But let me show you how to do it. First, we're gonna go to OWN Pro, which I'll leave linked in the description down below that you can easily find it. Now, if you've watched some of my previous videos, I've talked about OWN Pro before, but literally less than 24 hours, this is a brand new version that just came out. The old version, you'd have to download this stupid OBS plugin that a lot of people were having problems with. It didn't work with Mac users, but now the new version uses browser sources, so that means you can use it for Mac, Windows, Streamlabs, Twitch Studio, OBS, whatever you want. And luckily, they also sponsored today's video, so nice. But once you make it to the OWN Pro site, we're gonna click on the Join for Free button in the middle, and we're gonna connect our Twitch account to OWN Pro in order to log into the dashboard. Once you're on the dashboard, it'll look a lot different than the other one because you can't download that stupid OBS plugin, which I hated so much because so many people were having so many problems with it, so good riddance. But now you can see a couple different options, but we're gonna avert our eyes to the left-hand side where it says Scene Builder, My Scenes, Overlays, so on and so forth. We're gonna start with the Scene Builder option, so click on Scene Builder, and you got two choices here. You got the complete setup for beginners, which I'm gonna do, or you can work on just a single scene if you just wanted to do like a starting soon screen, but you don't want to deal with all the other ones. But you know that I am super lazy and like to take the easiest way to do a lot of things, so I'm going to click on Complete Setup because it's going to do literally everything for us. So I'm going to click on Complete Setup, and then you can choose to do automatic selection or manual selection. Now, if you want to do manual selection, it's going to take a little longer. You get to manually pick out everything, but I'm going to essentially do that in the automatic selection because it's going to be so much faster and easier. So why the heck would we not want to do automatic? So I'm going to click on automatic, and now it's going to bring us a bunch of different overlay packages to choose from. Now, if you want to stick with the free version, that's totally fine. You're going to have 5 different choices here. You can get that 5th one by clicking the arrow there behind my webcam, which is so convenient. However, if you upgrade to the premium like I have, I can choose between over 400 different overlay packages. Isn't this nuts? So literally you can just scroll through and switch between them at your ease with just a couple clicks. So if I wanted to just use this one for like a stream or two, wow, this one's actually pretty dope. Literally, I can just download this one. And then let's say next week I wanted to switch to something different, like the Sanctuary series. All I have to do is just click on this, and then I'll create a new one, and I can easily switch between them at my little fingertips. So if you guys want to upgrade to the premium at any point in time, all you have to do is go to the top right corner, click your name, and then you can go to your subscription status and upgrade to the premium. But since I know not everyone has a couple dollars laying in their couch cushions, we're just going to be using the free options for this video so everyone can participate. Sound good? So I'm going to pick my favorite one out of the series, which is kind of tough between Pure, Chroma, and Avoid. I think those are the dopest. Is that even a word? We're going to click on the Avoid series right here. You'll be able to click the Showcase option to get a preview of what's included in this package. I think it looks pretty sleek, so I'm going to simply hit Create Scenes. We're going to give it a couple seconds to prepare itself. And now it'll bring us to our My Scenes category. And while I was doing this, it happened to error out. I'm guessing that there's still a few bugs that need to be ironed out because it literally just came out less than a day ago. So if that happens to you, all I did was X out of it, and then I just went back to Scene Builder and just redid the process. Took like 2 seconds, and then it worked on the second time. So now that I'm on My Scenes, I'm able to choose between My Scenes folders. So this new one I just made. And you'll notice that we have a starting soon scene, ending scene, be right back scene, a gameplay scene, and then a talking scene, which you could either use for just chatting or you could also use as a gameplay scene. It's really up to you. So we're going to start very simply with the starting soon screen. So we're going to click on starting soon. We're going to click anywhere on there, and it's going to bring us to our little editor now. So if you want to use the mouse wheel, you can zoom out a little bit, give yourself some more room to breathe. And it's actually pretty intuitive. Like if I wanted to change my username for Twitter or Instagram or YouTube or just move anything on the screen, all I have to do is hover my mouse over it. I'll click, and then, well, that was a bad example because the alert box is there. So I'm going to hit back, and I'm going to click over here, and it's going to click on whatever is there. So if I want to make it larger, I can make it larger. If I want to make it smaller, you make it smaller. It's up to you, really. You can just drag and drop on here. If I wanted to change the text on here, I just double click, and then it'll bring me to the text box on the left. I can put in my name and just pretty much customize it to what I want to have for my stream. Let's say that I don't want to have an Instagram there. Like I don't have an Instagram. Let's go and click on Instagram, and I can hit the delete key and it'll just delete it. Or if you're like, oh man, Cody, I wish I didn't do that. You can go to the top right corner and hit undo, and it's going to bring it back. So instead of maybe deleting it, you can go to the left-hand side where it's highlighted and hit the eyeball button, and then it'll just hide it. So that way, if you do want to make an Instagram or something, you can easily go back and do it there. Now, this is awesome because it's pretty much already done. Like the starting soon screen is basically done for us. But there's a few things that you need to keep in mind. The first one that I'll go over is that you can add your own graphic. So if you click add graphic, you can go and check out the different libraries. So you can add like little webcam overlays. You can add some other stuff. It might be limited to if you have the premium or not. These are free, so you'll be able to use those. Overlays, you can do like intermission, webcam, icon alert, social icons and stuff. So like this is like Discord, Epic Games, Facebook. That's actually a nice touch. I didn't know they did that. So if you want, you can go and add these. So let's say I wanted to add Discord instead of Instagram. And we just go there, click on it, make it smaller, and then basically just do the same thing. And if you want to be lazy like me, then I'm going to go and get the text. I'm assuming I can do this. I'm going to just try it on the fly here. I'm going to hold Control C to copy, and I'm going to press Control V to paste. And would you look at that? It made a new text box. So now I'm just going to drag it over here. I'll double click on it, and then I'm going to change my name to there. And where'd you look at that? We have our new Discord instead of Instagram. So I actually didn't know that until recording this video. So shout outs to OWN, that was pretty dope. So I'll just quickly change my YouTube username, and then we're gonna touch on the alert box. So see this alert box here? You wanna make sure it's always on the top. But for the alert box right now, we never actually made an alert box yet, which can be a little confusing. So we're gonna take a quick breather and hit save in the top right corner to make sure all of our settings are saved, which including the username for YouTube. That's kind of weird. I don't know why it's not showing up there. So what I'm gonna do is just click on this again. It should say Cpaws. I don't know why it's not. So I'm just gonna literally copy and paste this one because it's the same, and then go there. Well, actually not delete the whole thing, but just delete that text box or hide it, I guess you could, with that little eyeball. Then I'm going to drag it there. So little workarounds on the fly like that are going to get you so far in the streaming industry. So just be known that there are a few bugs, I guess, or I'm just stupid. One or the other, either is likely. So just know how to make little workarounds and stuff. And don't be afraid if something's not working exactly the way that I'm saying in the video and it's not working for you. Just take a deep breath, and I'm sure there's a little alternative. And if you guys have any questions or run into any bugs, instead of asking me in the comments, your best bet is to go in the bottom left corner where it says help and support, and then you'll be able to find intuitive guides here, as well as 24/7 live support. So we click that, and then you can literally ask your specific question in this little chat support thing from the people who actually made this product. So instead of asking me, who only used this product for like less than a day now, you should ask the experts if you run into any problems. So we're gonna hit save in the top right corner, and we're gonna go and work on that alert box real quick. We're gonna hit save and go to the top left and hit back to overview. It says it still isn't saved yet, so I'm gonna hit save one more time, and then maybe refresh. I'm gonna hit refresh. Okay, it did say save there. I don't know what the heck I did different, but that's okay. So I'm gonna go back to the top left corner, hit back to overview, and we're gonna go to the stream essentials where it says alerts. So here you can see that I have a couple alert boxes here, but we're gonna actually add a new one. So I'm gonna click on create new alert. I'm gonna call this one, I already forgot what the name of the package is. I think it's avoid alerts. So I'm gonna guess it's that, and then hit create. And then I'm going to go to the Pro Alert library. But if you wanted to upload from your own graphics or GIFs or whatever, you can upload them with this option here. However, I just want to have the matching one to make it look nice. So I'm going to hit Pro Alert library, and then I'm going to find it right here, the avoid. So I'm going to click that. It's going to bring up and import all of the alerts like follow, subscribe, resub, so on and so forth. So you can feel free to click on the activate one for whatever alerts you want to be included in this alert box. Naturally, you'll probably want to go ahead and just activate all of them. I don't know why I'm stuttering. I think it's just my anxiety. But I'm going to go and basically turn on all of them. And then I'm going to click on edit alert for the follower alert. And you can change the alert title right here. So blank is now following. You can change it to now has joined the sub club or whatever the heck you want. You can also go down and change the alert design. If you will have a different design you want to use, you can feel free to hit the pencil icon and edit the style. You can also choose the layout of it. And you can also change basically everything else about it, including what sound plays. So if you don't like this sound, which honestly, I'm not a huge fan of the alert sounds from OWN. So if I click on edit alert design, you can actually go to the Pro sounds, which is, I guess, coming soon. Haha, shame on me. Or if you have the premium subscription, you can go through the epidemic sounds and you have a ton of different options. But you're also able to upload your own file. So if you have like your own audio file that you downloaded somewhere, you can upload it here and use that as the sound that will play with your alert. Now, since I'm too lazy to do that right now, I'm just gonna leave it blank. I'm gonna hit X. And instead of just getting rid of it, I'm gonna deal with it for now. And I'm gonna turn it down to like maybe 20% because that mother effer is gonna be pretty loud. And then you can also choose text-to-speech voice if you wanna have text-to-speech for your alert, but you can preview it conveniently behind my webcam. So I'm gonna hide that. That's what it looks like. And if it's not popping up, you can hit pause and then play, and it's gonna play the alert. Now, if you wanna hear what the sound sounds like, you can hit the unmute sound and then pause and then play, and then now it'll go through. Except if you can't hear the sound, you have to wait for the next loop, which it says right here. So I'm assuming they're gonna iron that out soon, but we're just gonna give it a couple seconds and let it loop, and I'll let you take a listen to what it sounds like. Holy cow, that's loud, Jesus. All right, so the owned alert sounds are just really loud and obnoxious for my taste. That might be your cup of tea. That's totally fine. I don't judge. So you might want to go and swap some things out, but now at least you know how to if you choose to. Now that our alert box is customized to how we want it, you can click on the save in the top right corner, and then we'll go back to my scenes on the left-hand side, go to the one we were working on, which happens to be a void, and then starting soon screen. Click on that. My phone is ringing. You could probably hear that. That's convenient for filming. I'm going to wait for that to finish. All right, so now that my phone has finally effed off, I'm going to go and delete the old alert box here. I'm going to click add widget, and then you can feel free to choose and check out some of these. You can add like a countdown timer. You can add like a GIF. You can add image, text, video, whatever you want. But we're going to go to the live tab right here, and we're going to see we have alert box, chat box, or labels, which is like latest follower, latest sub, etc. But so we're going to use the alert box here, click on add widget, and we're going to use the one that we just did, which happens to be the avoid alerts. So we're going to hit insert alert box, and then we have our alerts here. And as always, when you're using alerts, you want to make sure that they are at the top of the list. Otherwise, you're going to have problems. So now that our starting soon screen is pretty much done, let me show you how to import it into your streaming software. And then I'm going to go over the gaming scene because it gets a little more complicated after that. So as always, we're going to go to the top right corner and hit the save button to save our changes. And if we look at the top left corner, it's going to go from unsaved to saved. Hopefully it did not. So I'm going to click it again and hopefully it'll actually save this time. There we go, it just saved. So make sure to double save and double check that your saves are actually getting saved. So once we've gone through that ordeal, we're gonna click on the copy overlay URL, and then we're gonna choose complete scene. We will go over the foreground and background in a couple minutes, so just be patient with me, but we're gonna start with complete scene here. So we're gonna click on copy overlay URL, and then we're gonna open up our streaming software. I'm gonna use OBS Studio, but you can use Twitch Studio or Streamlabs if you want. So I've opened up my streaming software, and the first thing I'm gonna do is right-click my scene and rename it, so that way I can be nice and organized. I'm gonna call it starting soon. And then once we are in our scene, I'm gonna go to sources, I'm gonna add a new source, and we're gonna add a browser source, excuse me, Jesus. And then I'm gonna call this one starting soon. I'm gonna hit okay. It says it's already in use, so that's convenient. I'm gonna do starting soon 1, 2, 3 because F you, and we're gonna hit okay. And then I'm gonna paste in the URL we just copied, change the width to 1920 and the height to 1080. So once I do those 3 things, I'm gonna hit okay, give it 2 seconds to load, and bada boom, bada bing, we got our starting soon screen looking clean and looking good right there. And really that's all you need to do for the starting soon screen. But when we go to the gaming scene is where it gets a little more complicated. So if you need to take a breather, just in and out. So let's move on to the gaming scene. So now that we're back on owned, we can go to the top left corner and hit back to overview. And it's gonna bring us back to our scene. So we're gonna go back into our folder here. And then you can see we have an ending scene and a BRB scene, which is literally exactly the same process of what we did for the starting soon scene. So feel free to rinse and repeat for those options if you even want to use them. But then we have another 2, which is the overlay scene, which is basically just like a full screen gaming scene. We also have a talking scene, which could also be used as a gaming scene as well. So I'm going to do the principles in the talking scene, but you can apply those to the other scene if you want. It's pretty much the same exact process. You just have to know how to do it. So we're gonna open up the talking scene first. So we'll click on that. And then you'll see we already have everything pretty much imported for us, because when we linked our Twitch account by logging into OWN Pro with it, it automatically gave it access to the chat, the recent follower, the recent sub, the recent cheer. And if you want to do recent donations, you'll have to use OWN's donation system, which I guess real quick I'll go over. First thing you'd want to do is go to the top right corner, click on your little icon. Then you can go to account settings, and then you will import your PayPal email address right here. And then once you've done that, then you'll go to the tools option, and then you can enable your donation page here. And that's the little link that you'll give your viewers to send you donations. And that way OWN can track them, and it'll show your most recent donation through OWN. But if you don't want to do that, that's totally fine. I don't blame you. We'll just ignore that part. We can actually go to My Scenes. We're going to click on Avoid, and then we're going to go back to the talking scene at the bottom. And hopefully now that I've been like going through the website a bit, you're starting to feel a little more comfortable, because I want you guys to feel safe and comfortable and not freak out if one thing's not going perfectly fine. So hopefully we're doing okay on that front. And if we are, drop a like so that way I know that you guys are getting use from this video. So for example, let's just say I'm lazy. I don't want to do the donation stuff. I'll click on the donation, and then I'm going to click the hide button, and boom, it's not even there anymore. So I don't even have to worry about it. If you want, I can just go and drag this in the middle, and no one's gonna know a freaking difference that it was there. So don't even worry about it. So now if I just wanna go, I can click off the screen on this little gray part, and it'll bring back all these options here. So really what we wanna do now is add our webcam down here, because that's where we'll put it. And then if we want, we can put our gameplay here, our computer screen, anything that we wanna put in this box, we are more than welcome to. So that's kind of why I said that something just dropped on my foot. Why did my plug just fall? That was weird. Sorry about that. So you can put like your gameplay here, your computer screen, whatever you want. You can use it as a gameplay scene if you want. So in order to do that, that's where we're gonna have to split it between the foreground and the background. So if you see here, anything in the background will be exported as the background, and anything in the foreground will be in the foreground. Makes sense, right? So now what we're gonna do, everything is to our liking right now. We're gonna click save in the top right corner, and then we're gonna click copy overlay URL. And instead of doing the complete scene, we're gonna click on background first, because we're gonna put the background in the back, right? So we're gonna click on copy overlay URL, go back to our streaming software. I'm gonna make a new scene. I'm gonna call it, let's say talking or just chatting or gaming. I don't know. I'm just gonna call it gaming 1, I guess. Click OK. And then now we're gonna add another browser source. Let's call this gaming background. We're gonna paste in that URL we got. Once again, 1920 by 1080. So we do those 3 things and hit OK. Give it a second to load. It's gonna pop up here. And now this is where we're gonna put our little sandwich fillings. So we have the bread, which is the background. We need to put our sandwich fillings in, which is our gameplay, our screen, whatever, and our webcam. And then we're gonna put the other piece of bread, which is the foreground, to make it a nice, delicious streaming sandwich. Now I know that's a pretty cringy analogy, but hopefully it helps you remember it better. So if we were using this, for example, I'm gonna add a webcam, which is video capture device. Don't know why I'm talking weird again. I'm gonna do that, click OK, and then I'm gonna choose my crappy webcam from the list, because I'm using the other 2 for the YouTube video. Hit OK. I'm gonna make this a little bit smaller and try and fit it into this black hole as best as I can. Don't take that out of context. And then now I'm gonna add my gameplay. So in this case, you can add a game capture, a window capture, or display capture. If you have no idea what the heck I'm talking about, go back and watch my mega video on how to stream on Twitch. I go over everything in extreme detail. Leave it in the top right corner for you if you haven't watched it yet. But I'm just gonna wanna display my screen. So I'm gonna do display capture, hit OK. And we're gonna capture our screen. So this is what I'm currently recording on. So just for you guys, I'm gonna have you guys look at that. That's gonna be our entertainment for now. I'm gonna go and approximately get it to the size and area where it is to the best of my ability. You can also use the arrow keys on your keyboard, do like little micro edits and movements. And I think that looks pretty good. So now we need to go back to OWN Pro and get the foreground URL to put into OBS. So let's go back. So now we're here, we're gonna go to foreground, hit copy overlay URL, then go back. Now we're gonna add a new browser source. I'm gonna call this gaming foreground, hit OK. I'm gonna paste in the new URL in the 1920 by 1080p. You guys are getting the hang of this by now, hopefully. Hit OK, give it a couple seconds to pop up. And there you go. Now we have the actual overlays over our webcam and over our gameplay. So obviously you can click on your webcam and display capture to like move them around a little bit if you need to, just to fine tune everything, and you'll be good to go. Now, really important, these are the sources, right? So make sure the foreground is the topmost thing and the background is the backmost thing. For example, if I move the foreground to the bottom, you're not going to see it, right? If I move it above the background, that's great, but my captures are still above it. So you have to make sure that the foreground is at the top, the background is at the bottom, and your little sandwich materials are in the middle of the sandwich. So for the live chat, I'm just going to go into Streamlabs and type in a message. I'm going to say, hi, please, hold on one second. Hi, YouTube, send it. And boom, perfect. We have hi YouTube, and then I got my Streamlabs little cloud bot, which I also have another video on, so top right corner if you want to see that after this. But we got like all of our recent followers, subs, cheers, we have webcam, gameplay, chat, and now we really just want to test the alerts. So I'm going to bring up OWN3D Pro and OBS Studio next to each other so you get a better idea of what's going on. All right, so I have them side by side, and what I'm going to do is click on Test Alert, make sure our alert box is on the top of the foreground thingy, and then hit follow or whatever like alert you have activated and set up. Now keep in mind though, that when I hit follow, it's gonna play in this little owned web page and it's gonna play in OBS Studio. Now that means that if you have your audio set up correctly, you're gonna hear an echo because it's gonna play twice. Makes sense, right? And if you guys are wondering, no, you do not have to have the OWN3D Pro website open when you're streaming. Literally just make all of your changes that you want to make, and then you never have to keep it open again if you don't want to. It will literally just be inside OBS through that browser source URL. There is no need to keep the OWN3D Pro website open at all after you've done everything. So I'm going to click follow. It's going to play the alert in OWN3D Pro. It's going to play the alert in OBS Studio. And if we don't hear the audio in OBS Studio, I'm going to show you how to fix it. So first we're going to hit follow. It's going to play the audio in OWN3D Pro. Except you notice that is the wrong alert style because we never added our new alert box. Which means you got to go to the alert box. We're going to delete that one, add widget. We're going to go to live, add the alert box, and make sure to add the avoid alerts. That's the one that we did. It used the other alert set for whatever reason, not sure why. So that's why we have to insert the alert box, make sure it's at the top, click save those changes, click it once, make sure it saves. It's currently not saving, so low key, I'm just going to start saving twice from now on, please. Yep. For whatever reason, it got an error, so I'm going to click it again. Give it 2 more seconds, and hopefully it'll save it. There we go. Saved in the top left. So now that we have our proper alert, let's try and test that again. We're going to hit follow. And now the alert of the avoid series, perfect. That one popped up, except you noticed that it didn't change there because we need to go into the gaming forecast or foreground or whatever. And then we're actually going to go and refresh the cache of the current page. So click that. It's going to refresh all of the metadata coming from the website. So now when we test the alert, it will be the updated alert that we saved in OWN3D Pro. So you can see it there. And if for whatever reason you're not getting alert audio through OBS Studio, so for example, I'm going to test the alert and then quickly close OWN3D Pro website and just keep OBS open. And we're going to see what happens with the audio. So I'm going to speed run this real quick. Ready? So I'm going to go follow, close, open, full screen, and let's take a listen. So we are getting the audio. It's coming through like the desktop audio. However, for whatever reason, if you're not getting the alert audio or you can't hear it, then all you have to do is double click the gaming foreground source. We're going to hit Control Audio via OBS, hit OK, and then now it brings up the gaming foreground audio mixer bar. We're going to click on the dots and then go to Advanced Audio Properties. Then we'll go to gaming foreground here and we'll change monitor off to monitor and output. Because when you monitor something, you're going to be able to hear it on your end. And when you output something, your audience is also going to hear that sound. So if you are not getting the alert audio, you're going to want to do exactly this. However, if you are getting alert audio, then you need not worry about this and just forget I said anything. And if you wanted to check out that other gaming scene, you go to the top left here, back to overview, click on your package, then go to the one that we didn't go and work on yet. That'll bring us here. So basically it's just like a minimal gaming package thing where it just has the like stream labels at the top, your alert box, which you'll have to swap out for the new one. And then you would just do the same exact thing we did before, except you wouldn't need to do foreground and background. It would literally just be complete scene because there's nothing in the background, but you can feel free to get fancy with it as well and make all of the different edits and changes. Now, like I said, this literally just came out less than 24 hours ago, so I will not be surprised if you run into any bugs or issues. And if you do, please take advantage of the help and support 24/7 live support options here and report them so that way they can fix them as soon as possible. And depending on when you're watching this video, if you're watching it a month from now, a year from now, things may have changed, so keep an eye in the pinned comment down below for any changes that you need to know about. Otherwise, watch this video to the side of me, which is going to take your stream to the next level. My name's Cody, and I'll see you in the next one.